Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The Boys Talking 49er Football. I got my co-host, I got Peter. How you doing, Peter?
I am great. Beto. How are you? We got a week off. The players look rested. Our Kyle's coach is still getting poached. It's a beautiful day to be a Niner fan.
Absolutely. It sure is, bro. Playoff, can you smell it? Playoff is here. Brandon, how are you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Doing well. And it's almost Friday, so that's a plus. And
Let's
it's
go.
almost wild card weekend. That's another plus. And our boys are off this week. And that's another plus. So we're feeling good right now.
They're off, resting, recovering, and we're going to talk about that and much more. I just want to welcome everybody in the chat before we get started. Give me a second real quick. Let's go ahead and acknowledge everyone in the chat. We got Jimmy Perez in the house. What's up, Jimmy? We got, my boy, my brother from a different mother, Luke Luna. Love you, my boy. I'll try to stop back through. Right on, brother. Welcome. We got Bebop in the house. What's up, Bebop? Yeah, tú sabes. Go Niners. We got Daniel Barry Sports in the house. Let's go. We got my boy, my brother, David McNiner in the house. He says, what's up, Beto, Pete, and Brandon? Please wipe your feet and hit that faithful. Appreciate the love, brother. And we got this guy from Europe by the name of Forever Faithful Podcast. He said, what's up, Faithful? Sure, you hit that like and subscribe. Enjoy the show. Let's go. What's up, Roberto Hastings? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. We got Daniel Cantu in the house. What's up, bro? Welcome. We got Tommy Huxley in the house. What's up, Tommy? And we got Avatar Singh in the house. Hola, mi amigo. What's up? Let's go. Gentlemen, we have so much to talk about today. We normally go out live on Tuesdays at 6:30, but because of my brother Peter dealing with his job, we had to move him a few weeks over to Thursday. We should, if nothing changes, we should be back on Tuesdays next week at
absolutely
6:30. But welcome everyone for joining us on a Thursday. The 49ers are resting. They're on a bye, a well-deserved bye. They are the number one seed. We're going to watch a lot of wild card games this weekend. We're going to give our predictions, myself, Peter, and Brandon. We're going to see out of the three of us during the playoffs who gets the most teams. And we're going to do it, not only are we going to do it by team, but we're going to do it by, help me out here, Pete. Point spread, excuse me.
Okay.
We're going to do the point spread as well. So if you guys want to play along in the comments as we do our predictions later on in the show, you are welcome to do so. Gentlemen, there have been some news going on in the NFL. Listen, I'll start with you, Brandon, and then I'll ask a different question to Pete because it's like, why answer the same question, right? So the question for you, Brandon, is when you are a good team like the 49ers are and you have a well-coached team, other teams admire you from afar and they want to have some of that success that you're running through, so they tend to want to poach coordinators from you or general managers. We all know that Adam Peters is a finalist for the Commanders. It means he was interviewed twice. And then you got our boy who people said that he was terrible when we were losing 3 games in a row. Fire Wilkes, and he's being pursued for a head coach. And then out of nowhere, I'm giving you a loaded question, Brandon. The Bears requested to speak to assistant Clint Kubiak for their OC job there at the Bears. What is your thoughts on that, Brandon?
These teams need to go find somewhere else to look because we lost our guys. We need to keep them, okay? I would rather have Adam Peters get the GM job and then John Lynch move up in the ranks in our office and um, go from there because we like Adam Peters in the house, okay? Steve Wilkes
We
as
do,
well, which is funny because like
to a
you
lesser
said,
degree.
Beto, people said that Steve Wilkes sucks, he's not it, da 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 da. But now people want him on their own teams, and we need to not let that happen. I want to keep Steve Wilkes actually. I'm tired of going through different freaking DCs every year after having a good ass season. So, um, yeah, I'm hoping we can keep them all. I know it's not real, but I would love to keep them all still. But we'll see what happens. Let's get through the playoffs first.
Yeah, yeah. I hear exactly what you're saying, Brandon. You want these teams to go elsewhere, but the reality is they're coming to the Niners because they can see a winning system. They can see that Kyle has great coaches, and it
Culture.
sucks for us as fans because we lose potential. The D'Amico Ryans, the Robert Salas, the Mike McDaniels coaches, but that's a credit to what the Niners standard is. That's the credit of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch putting a good product on the field, a product that is successful, that wins. We're pursuing our sixth Lombardi trophy, but don't get it twisted. Just because you don't get that trophy doesn't mean you're not a successful organization. The Niners have been double-digit wins for a few years and made it to the NFC Championship. They're doing something special there in Santa Clara, and this is why other teams want a piece of the pie. Mr. Peter, the Niners have named running back CMC, or excuse me, not the Niners. The NFL named the Niners running back CMC NFC Offensive Player of the Month. Give me your thoughts on that.
Big shock.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the guy he's amazing. I mean, he was amazing in Carolina. He was the entire offense in Carolina, and somehow he's found a way to exceed that on the 49ers. I think a lot of people compare the situation, a lot of us older people at least, compare that situation to Marshall Faulk when he was the entire offense for the Colts, and then he moved over to the Rams and became that Swiss Army knife, and they kind of just put him everywhere. And I think it's about the same thing. Now we're hoping for the same result, where he got there and they got a ring, so. I like CMC is that guy. He is that guy. I would say he's probably the 49ers' most potent weapon on the team. Um, but yeah. Like, I mean, I think it's well deserved.
Absolutely. That trade for CMC, when we made it,
Mm-hmm.
people were crying and bitching about how the Niners gave up too much. They gave up too much capital. Christian McCaffrey's always hurt, blah, blah, blah. And we have seen that this offense has changed dramatically because of CMC. And then you add a Brock Purdy to the mix, and you have the Deebles, and you have the Ayuks and the Kittles, the Juice.
Can I
Go
can I
ahead.
say something about that, like real quick,
Yeah.
about the change in the offense? And I said it at the time when they traded for CMC, which is the reason I didn't think, honestly, I didn't think the CMC trade was going to be as big of a thing as it was, but I think that it was huge for Kyle because
Okay.
Kyle, it made Kyle use his running backs in the passing game. Before CMC got there, he did not throw the ball to running backs. He just didn't. And we had always been wondering why he never gave Jimmy those outlets and like why he never used his running backs to give, Jimmy a check down option. And it was like so the one great thing that CMC did was when he came to the 49ers, it forced Kyle to use CMC in that fashion, and it added an extra wrinkle because now even when CMC is not in the game, when they use Elijah Mitchell or you saw it from Jordan Mason catching balls on the pause in the last game, like it was like he's just using his running backs in the passing game now. And I think that CMC is even more important because of that fact. It caused Kyle to kind of evolve in that fashion.
Okay. Now, a question, a great point there, Peter. Let me ask you. I know that Kyle Shanahan, ever since he came to the San Francisco 49ers, he was looking for that type of back that we have now in McCaffrey that is able to run it between the tackles, run it in the outside, catch it. I know they went after McKinnon. They gave him all that money, but he was hurt. They were looking for that type of running back. The one running back that he drafted, I think in the third or fourth round, that never worked out. I forgot his name. He
Sermon?
was all. I'm sorry. No, not Sermon. This is like second year that he came here.
Oh, Joe Williams.
Joe Williams. Yeah, He was always looking for that type of back that he can do what he's doing because. And then we got Elijah Mitchell that is able to do now as good as CMC, but the problem with Elijah Mitchell, he's always hurt, so he can't be consistent in the offense. So when the Niners saw the opportunity to get Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers, there's a lot of history between CMC's father and Shanahan's dad, Mike. For Ed played under Mike and with the Niners and Denver, and he knew what he was getting. He knew that he was going to be that type of running back, but the health problem was an issue. That was an issue. The health problem was an issue. So they took a flyer on him, and he's paid off. And the way that Kyle has been able to open up the offense because of CMC, but I also believe too the addition of Brock has done it as well. Because I don't know if this offense would be different, even though we have CMC, if we would have continued to have Jimmy G. Based to having Brock.
Jimmy was playing his. I will say that it wouldn't be the same for sure, but Jimmy was playing his best ball before Brock got thrust into the lineup because Jimmy got hurt. Jimmy, we were talking about how in those games previous how great Jimmy was playing for Jimmy, but then Brock came in and it was just like, wow, like where was this the whole time, and like why couldn't we get this out of Jimmy? So I mean, it wouldn't have been as good as Brock, but I feel, but still, Jimmy was playing really good ball once they implemented CMC into that whole thing and gave Jimmy those check down outlets.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to add anything to that, Brandon?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Jimmy, there was a lot of like less, plays that you'd see like what you had with Brock. Like, of course, the deep balls, right? Finding different receivers going down the field. I mean, this is the first time the Niners had 3-4 receivers past 1,000 yards. So I mean, that's another thing. So I mean, with Jimmy, we were not seeing the full potential of this offense. With Brock Purdy, we see the full 100% potential of this offense and what this offense can do. Like today, for example, Kittle said that the offense had a better game out there against their defense than the defense did. And then you saw Fred Warner saying that, oh no, we played better. Like it was our day. So I mean, stuff like that. It's fun to see that kind of stuff because with Jimmy Garoppolo out there, we didn't see that much. So having Brock out there and having the talent that Brock does have and being able to see down the field and seeing what receivers are open, really helps this team out, and that's why I have more uh, more positive like thoughts and what do you call it, like like feeling that this could be our year, to win the big one.
You have
So
that confidence and
yes,
belief.
What team have you seen that does that? Like where the offense is saying, "Oh yeah, we got the best of the defense today," and the defense they're going back and forth on in press conferences. Like, ain't no team doing that.
exactly. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
hilarious. It's hilarious. I just love the culture of this team so much.
Dude, we have a good locker room. We for sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody loves each other.
we're definitely blessed with that roster. Listen, one thing is being competitive and talking your smack, like Fred Warner earlier, talking about we won the practice and nothing about it ain't about the offense, it's about the defense. But at the end of the day, they have each other's back. It's been I don't know when was the last time that I've seen an offense that has mega stars on it. Okay, we all know that when you have superstars, they're all greedy. They all want the football. It's I. I want to be the one putting the numbers. I want to be the one with the touchdowns. I want to be the one that comes on the news on ESPN and NFL Network. But with the San Francisco 49ers, it seems that these players like Debo, Christian, especially Kittle, Ayuk, they enjoy and take pride in blocking. When the ball's not in their hand, they love that play just as much as if the ball was in their hand because
Yeah.
they are completely in
Not
unity about winning together. There's no selfishness. There's no backbiting. There's no, I am better than you. Give me the ball if you want to win. It's about we win together. And let's make the wave. When we're running the ball, I mean, that one place, I forgot the team that we played against, but it was Ray McLeod came out of nowhere from almost his side of the end zone to break a pass almost at the opposite end zone for Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he came out of nowhere. And when you see stuff like that, guys, it inspires me that this team is playing in unity. There's no bike biting. You see other teams they have a lot of wins as well, but they want the ball. I'm the best running back. I'm the best receiver. I'm the best quarterback. You don't get none of that. Even with the whole MVP, when it was being talked about, Brock Purdy's like, no, it's Christian. Christian, no, it's Brock Purdy. And it sounds cliche, but it's not. It's real. These guys believe in each other. They're a band of brothers. They're together. We're going to win this or lose it, but we're going to do it together. It's not one person. I want to get your guys' thoughts. Peter, I'll start with you, and then Brandon, you can go next. What are your thoughts of what I just said about this love and respect for one another on the team and how they take pride in blocking? It almost seems like they take more pride in blocking than scoring a touchdown for some of these players.
Yeah, I've talked about this many, many times on my show about the culture of this team, about the culture that Shanahan and Lynch have built, and they bring in a certain type of player. They may not be the fastest. They may not have the fastest 40 times. They may not be the biggest. They may not be the strongest, but they bring in a certain type of player. And when they all play as one, there's just not really many teams that can stop it because they're playing. It's all 11 versus that other side, and not many teams play that way. So that's why they can poach all the coordinators and all that stuff that they want to, but all these teams are trying to find the little bit of 49er culture. That's really what it comes down to. They think that they can bring the scheme. They think that they can bring the culture if they bring a little bit of the scheme. But the reality is that coach, it all comes down to Kyle. And you've heard many of the players say it. You don't block, you don't get the rock, period. And that's the culture that Shanahan has built. So I just think it is phenomenal to watch, and to watch these guys get praised for blocking, and that when the TV shows replays of the guys blocking, because it just
Yeah.
doesn't happen everywhere. So I just think it's amazing. And, I want this team to win so badly because I feel like they play harder and for each other better than any other team in this league. So
I agree.
Go ahead, Brandon. You want to add anything to that?
No, I agree. I think this year we've seen unity, we've seen family, we've seen everybody stick up for one another on this team, and everybody shouting out each other when they have a big game each week. Like, say George Kittle has a big ass game, everybody's talking about it after the game in the presser, right? Like, happy for them. And then the next week it's Ayuk. The following week after that it's Debo. After that, CMC. Like, everybody gets a turn, and that's another thing that what I like about this offense is, like, we have so many weapons, and you just get to see each one of them just go off each week, and nobody is hating on each other about it. Like, everybody's loving it, enjoying it. Like this the one thing about this team that I've liked since Kyle and John have been here is the fact that, like, this team is always family. Like, they're not selfish. Like, they're always about each other and always complimenting each other. So, I mean,
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. It's
Mhm.
it's all about getting into the fight together. I got your back, you got mine, and we're gonna win this together. I love what this team is doing. I love what the direction they're heading. I understand there's a lot of frustration with 49er fans because we gotten so close, and we can smell and taste that Super Bowl, and we've fallen short. Unfortunately, last year because of the injury to Brock Purdy, what could it have been? The drop by Tart against the Rams in the NFC Championship. What could have that been? Could we have gone to the Super Bowl and beating the Bengals? Could we have gone to the Super Bowl beating the Kansas City Chiefs? And so close, but no cigar in a sense. And there's frustration building up, right? There's frustration, but I just want to encourage Niner fans that this year feels different. I know that sounds like, come on, every year feels different. But I don't know about you guys. This year feels different. 2019, I don't know what kind of vibes you guys got when we were building momentum, when we were heading to the Super Bowl, but there was always that question.
Yeah.
We got Jimmy Garoppolo. We got a great defense. We got we got receivers. We got this. We got a run game, but we got Jimmy. I don't know if I have that same doubt in Brock that I do. And some people can be discouraged because what we saw against the Ravens. Listen, that's not going to happen twice. Okay, Brock Purdy's not going to. They're not going to bat the ball up in the air and they're going to intercept it. If that's something that brings fear to you, put it to rest. That's not going to take place if these two teams meet again. I want to ask you guys, what you guys felt about Jimmy in 2019, do you guys feel completely different in 2023 with Brock at the helm? Whoever wants to go first.
Compared to
2019 with Jimmy.
Okay. You want to go first, Brandon?
No, you go first, Pete.
So I would say the difference is it had been so long that the 49ers had even been close to being in that position that it was, I think everybody was waiting for the shoe to drop and for the 49ers to eventually kind of get ousted. I think we all knew we had a great defense, but it was time to go up against Mahomes. We didn't know what it was going to be. And so there was that uncertainty that we didn't know if we had enough firepower to stay with them. And then I think we go full circle now with Brock. The points, we don't really worry about the points. Now it's honestly for me at least, it's the other way around. I worry about I don't necessarily worry about the offense. I worry about how Kyle is going to game plan for each game because sometimes he gets a little bit too enamored with Brock and doesn't lean on the run game at all. But I think that might change with the playoffs. when we get into the playoffs. But yeah, I worry more about our defense. Our defense is a little bit more middle of the pack this year, and I know points wise maybe not, but like every other statistic, like we're middle of the pack now. So I worry about that a little bit, but I don't worry about the offense nearly as much. So I'm much more confident this season. Honestly, I was confident last season. If Brock doesn't have the freak injury, I think they win it all last year. But yeah, I'm way more confident this year than I was in 2019.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. Very confident with Brock Purdy. Kyle has a little bit more experience. I understand that people are not going to crown Kyle as a successful coach until he wins the big one. I have differences and believe that you don't have to win a Super Bowl to be a great coach. Mark Levy was a Hall of Fame coach, never won a Super Bowl. But I understand that is the goal each and every year, right? Is to win a Super Bowl. Now, sometimes you fall short. There was a question asked on Twitter: if we fall short from a Super Bowl, was this year a successful year? And a lot of people are like, no, it's not successful. And I tend to disagree. I think even if we make it to the Super Bowl and we lose, it was a successful year. We just did not accomplish our goals to get that Super Bowl, because you don't get to the Super Bowl for being bad. You don't get to the Super Bowl for playing bad. If you're playing consistent, you're playing good football, and you're winning games, you give yourself a chance to get to the Super Bowl. Ultimately, I understand the goal is to win a ring, but I think a successful season, it should not be based on winning a chip. What are your thoughts, Brandon? And then I'll ask you, what do you think a successful season is when you win a ring? And if you don't win a ring, it's not successful in your thoughts?
Yeah, I think a successful season is winning it all. Especially when you do all the moves that you do in the regular season to make your team better and to make it to the Super Bowl and win the whole thing, right? Because you do all this stuff and you don't win it, it's like, what was the point? A lot of these players, right? They're going in on just a 1 year contract, right? It's like a rental, or for example, Brandon Ayuk has a contract expiring, so he's going to be due for a new contract. Like if we can't do it this year, next year is going to be more difficult because we're not going to have the same players as we did this year, right? So you got to think of that in consideration as well. So that's why you want to be, full throttle, 100% in, and go for that one goal that all 32 teams want to go for. So, like I said before, I feel really, really, really confident about this year than I did in 2019 about winning it all.
What are your thoughts, Pete, on that same question?
I hate, because for my first thought when you first asked the question was, no, it's not a failure, because you're one of two teams out of the 32 in the league that made it to the Super Bowl. So how can that be a failure? But the more you think about it, and the fact that, I mean, Kittle had the guys had a press conference today, and Kittle talked about how he's 30 now. He's 30 now. Like, you're going to look up in a couple of years, and like Brandon said, these guys aren't going to be on this team. Like some of the guys that that have grown with Kyle, and that we've known and we've watched develop over the years, you only have a couple of shots, realistically speaking, at getting there in the NFL, because it's never guaranteed that you're going to get back there. So if you get to the Super Bowl, or don't get to the Super Bowl with a team like this is the best team that I've seen. Like,
Facts.
From top to bottom, if you go player for player, this is probably the best 49er squad I've seen top to bottom. And I'm old enough to remember the 80s squads and all that. But player for player, if we go player for player, it's pretty close. So I just think that if they're not going to do it, you don't get a chance to accumulate in today's NFL this amount of talent. And so you've got to take advantage when you've got it. And you don't always have as really good of a play caller and offensive mind as Kyle Shanahan as well, and have a great defense on top of it. It's imperative that they take advantage. So I mean, because, and you got to think about this too. How often have the 49ers seasons been derailed with injuries? They're relatively healthy going into this playoffs. They're missing a couple of guys, but relatively they're healthy. So this is their best chance so far. I mean, last year I felt like it was their best chance, but then Brock got his arm ripped off randomly. So this is it. This is the next best thing. So yeah, I would hate to call it a failure, but you got to think about all the additions that they made during the season as well. Bringing in Randy Gregory, bringing in Chase Young, and like just doing everything that they possibly. They know the front office and Kyle knows that this is the year. So they're doing everything they possibly can do, except going after a veteran kicker, which I digress. And I will say this: if we lose because a rookie kicker misses a field goal,
oh fuck,
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm just gonna say that.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Hopefully
knock on particle board. Knock on particle board.
Yeah, hopefully he wouldn't be put in that situation, though.
I was going to ask you, too, when Moody missed those extra point in that field goal, what were your guys' mindset after that? Like, were you worried, like, how he was going to be going into the playoffs?
That was my mindset. That was my mindset right there.
Beto?
I wasn't worried. Did I like that he missed it? Absolutely not. But he's a kicker, man. The kickers are going to miss field goals. Just like quarterbacks are going to miss receivers and have incompletions. Receivers are going to drop balls. Things happen. Now, you just don't want it to happen when it can decide you from winning or losing. That part, I completely agree, would suck. The fact that Moody missed that, it sucks, but he's a rookie at the end of the day. He's kicked well all year. His percentage is low only because of the offense that we have. But I believe extra points, which people think they're gimmies, but they're not. He made what? He missed 63. He missed 2. He made 60 out of 61. I mean, you miss one extra
point. He missed 2 for sure.
Or 2. But out of 60 attempts.
He missed the one against the Browns, too.
That's crazy, though. So I see that this kid is special. He'll be somebody. I just hope that if he decides to miss a field goal in a playoff, that he does it early, get it out of the way, much more than having to be a game-winning field goal. But and this is where I differentiate from a lot of fans. I would hate to lose a Super Bowl because of a field goal kick. I'll be frustrated. But they're human. They make mistakes. I know they get paid a lot of money to do their job, but so do we for our jobs, but we're not perfect. We're just not in the camera and the media. So I think he'll be fine. I think he's a great kicker. He'll develop and learn trades as he goes and becomes a veteran. I just don't want him to miss a field goal at a crucial moment.
He can't miss it this year.
It won't happen.
Yeah, he can't miss them this year.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we keep scoring points where the only thing he's kicking is extra points.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, we should be okay. But that's an interesting question coming to the kicker. But you can say the same too. Can you imagine we're down by 4 points? There's 30 seconds left. We're in the red zone. Brock steps back, throws the ball to Ayuk for the winning touchdown, and he drops it. Time expires. Yeah. Isn't that the same as missing a field goal?
But it absolutely. I understand what you're saying, Beto. At the same time, this is the thing. He's why with this whole team, you build this whole team, the Avengers, and all that other stuff. Like, but then you roll out a rookie kicker. Like of all the positions, like why the rookie kicker this season?
And Robbie said that he would have came back too if they would have asked him.
Yeah, would he come back for the same amount
It
that
doesn't
we
even have to
paid
be
Moody?
Robbie. It doesn't even have to be Robbie. It's just the thought process of going with a rookie kicker in the third round on a team that is ready to win now. Like that's the point. It's just weird. It's weird. Like that's all. And I think that puts an added amount of pressure on him in a playoff situation. Now, thank goodness the 49ers have home field advantage. We're not going to have to deal with the elements at all.
Thank God.
Like, because God knows if we had to go to Green Bay or something like that.
Well,
like,
imagine if we were
and
still kicking in candlestick with those wins.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, we're lucky that we're at least in California. We're going to stay in California throughout.
Yep.
Like, but at the same time, it's just it does give you a little bit of pause, and we're all going to be clinching a little bit when he gets up there, if he gets up there in a pressure situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to address this point right here.
Speaking of which, shout out Travis King in E40.
Yes, that was a beautiful. I loved it.
I haven't even heard it yet.
Charles Perkins says, "I have no faith in Moody." I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would go that far and not having faith. I will be disappointed if he missed a game-winning field goal, especially if that would have got us a Super Bowl. Of course, it's natural to be disappointed, but not to have faith. The kid hasn't really missed a lot. You know, so I don't know if I'll go that far, Charles, but that's your opinion. I respect it. I just think that this kid he'll be okay. Imagine we're worrying about this. We're worrying about that.
Existence.
Imagine if he wins and he throws in a 62-yard field goal for the win.
If that happens, he's a Niner legend from here on out.
We love him. He's the best.
He's a Niner legend throughout, like for the rest of his life.
And real quick, and I'm not going to give you too much because I don't like the team, but out of respect to my boy, Pete, congratulations on your Michigan Wolverines for winning the chip.
Go blue.
That was nice. That was a nice win.
Yeah. Now, I honestly, I never thought it was going to happen. But I've been a Michigan fan since I was a kid. And for weird reasons. But I was a comic book freak, and Wolverine was my favorite character. So I was like, oh, they got Michigan Wolverines. I was like 10. And so I've been a Michigan fan since I was like 10. But I wasn't sure that. I always thought Harbaugh was a coach that was good enough to get you there. He would just never be able to get you over the hump because his offense is so terrible. but we got there. We got it. And we beat Alabama, you
beat them so bad
my
that
national title.
Saban retired.
Yeah, like that was my national title, was just beating Alabama. And then because at that point I thought it was elementary that they were going to beat Washington. I didn't think Washington would be able to stand up to the physical nature of Michigan in the run game, and that's exactly what happened. So.
Well, congratulations, bro. I got to give you a hand up.
Thank you. I
appreciate you for winning the game and Jim Harbaugh for getting his chip. It was nice that his brother was able to go. John was able to be there and support his brother Jim. The dad, the way that Jim picked up his dad up halfway up in the air and his mom was, great to see. Real quick, before we go on to our
where do you think Harbaugh's going?
That's where I was leaning to. Before we go into our predictions, where do you guys think that Harbaugh? First and foremost, do you guys think he will go to the NFL? Meaning that there's so many vacancies now that we heard about Belichick not being with the Patriots no more. Mm-hmm. We heard of all these teams. Seattle, Pete Carroll's no longer going to be there. Do you guys think he will come to the NFL? And if he does, B, which team do you think is best suited for him? Go ahead, Pete, and then Brandon.
It's a difficult call because everybody is sitting there saying that he should go to the Chargers. Everybody is sitting because they've got the quarterback, and in today's league, it's all about the quarterback. But Harbaugh doesn't use a quarterback in his offense, so that's what's gonna be interesting. He's gonna want to play smash mouth. Right, his passing game is terrible. I don't know who he's gonna have as his offensive coordinator, but I think that they end up. I have a feeling that he ends up in New England.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know why. I just think that I have a feeling. And plus because the Chargers, their owner is trash. The Spanos,
Oh yeah,
they
they
don't like
always
to
been
spend
trash.
money. They don't like to spend money. They don't take care of their players. And and who do you? I'm just trying to figure out. It has to be a perfect marriage between him and the GM. Because as we all know, the last time when he left the 49ers, it was a clash between him and the GM. And
Yeah.
he's a difficult personality.
Well, it was a clash between him and the owner or the CEO when he told Jed York, "This is only for men only, no children allowed." How do you do that to the owner?
Yeah, it was that, but it was him and Balky didn't get along either.
Balky's an idiot.
And I think it was because Jed York, and the reason why he got mad at Jed York was because Jed York was taking Balky's side. And so that was where it all broke down. I think it all broke down because Balky wasn't getting him the players that he needed. He was not having good drafts. So I think it's going to have to be a perfect marriage of who they get with him to go to the GM. But yeah, I have this feeling. That he goes to the Patriots. Yeah, maybe not.
Thug Life
maybe not.
certified.
Thug Life
But yeah, I definitely don't think he's going to end up in the Chargers.
Interesting. What about you, Brandon? A, does he come to the NFL this offseason? And B, if he does, which team do you think suits him the most?
So yeah, he's definitely going to the NFL, and I'm actually one of those guys. I think he goes to the Chargers. But if he doesn't, maybe Washington if they haven't found their head coach yet.
No, they haven't. You know, a team that I think that he can go to and build that smash type of football that he likes to play is, and I hate to say this, is in our division, Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. He can go to the Seattle Seahawks, build that type of football, and play against Kyle for years to come. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. Real quick, right? We're going to be moving.
Do you think he'd work under Pete Carroll? Because Pete Carroll's still going to be in the building.
No, he's called. Is he? I heard he was called.
He's going to be an advisor.
An advisor. Well, I'm pretty sure if they really want, really want a hardball, those changes could be made. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I like the Washington pick though.
Yeah.
So here's my theory. Okay. Harbaugh goes to Washington, and then somehow, some way, they trade to get Trey Lance. Trey Lance goes to Washington, starts there, and everything else is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
I think your comment is a fairy tale, but hey, whatever works.
I want Trey Lance to start somewhere, damn it. The poor kid
he's trash.
No, he's not.
I wouldn't say he's trash.
He is trash, bro.
Trash. He just hasn't had the chance
to play. He needs to play. That's all. He can't even get on the field.
He's trash because he's on the Cowboys. Until he leaves there, I may have a different opinion, but right now he's trash. Because everybody for the Cowboys is trash.
Okay, I got you there.
Welcome there, Christian Carver. How you doing, sir? All right, let's go. Let's head into our predictions. We're coming close to an hour. We're doing the playoff predictions all the way through up to the Super Bowl, and then we'll shut it down with who wins the Super Bowl as we go on it. We go live every week. So let's move on. Are you ready, gentlemen? Mm-hmm. Now we're also doing the point spreads. Remember, so these are the teams that are in the playoffs, for those that might have forgotten, you got the Baltimore Ravens, number one with a bye. You got the Niners, number one with a bye. And so we're going to start off with the AFC, and let me bring up the point spreads real quick. All right, so I'm going to read it based on what I see here. We got the Houston Texans hosting the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favorite by 2 points, minus 2 points. Who wants to go first? Brandon, you go first. Who you taking?
So I said this already. I'm going with Houston because I want our old defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans to continue this wonderful season that he's been having with C.J. Stroud, and I'll say that Houston takes this one. And what did you say the spread was?
Minus 2 in favor of Cleveland.
Okay.
So if you take Houston, you automatically win if they win. So you're good.
Yeah.
What about you, Pete?
I'm going to take Houston because of a couple of things. I think they have the better quarterback. Also, they have, Joe Flacco. I can't stand to watch Joe Flacco win anything. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do it. And the fact that he's on Twitter talking mess is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
This guy couldn't even get a starting job before, prior to the season. But okay, I can't take it. I like Houston just because of D'Amico, and then I think that defense is going to come ready to play. Also, the Cleveland's missing a couple of guys, a few guys in this game. They're missing their starting safety, Grant Delpit, and they're missing another guy that was pretty good. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But I'm gonna go with Houston.
Yeah, the story in Houston is awesome. The whole D'Amico Ryans going in there, turning that culture around, drafting and getting blessed with C.J. Stroud. How are the Panther fans feeling right now? But listen, C.J. Stroud, this kid, what he's done this year is sure but amazing. His accomplishments. The Browns are a good defense. They're a good pass rush, but they are missing some key players. I don't know if I can trust Mr. Old Man and with a Walker back there quarterbacking for the Browns. I believe Houston is playing with momentum. They're in the playoffs. They won the division first year. Head coach, you win your division. I take Houston as well to win this game. I think Houston will be ready to go fired up, and that crowd is going to be going crazy there.
Oh, their kicker's out.
Who?
Their kicker's out too. Cleveland's kicker.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, that's going to be
out.
crazy.
Yeah, Grant Delpit's out. They're saying Denzel Ward is questionable, but he's been limited in practice, so he's probably going to play. But Mike Ford, one of their other cornerbacks, Pierre Strong, who's actually a pretty good running back, and then Juan Thornhill are also questionable. So, they're kind of banged up.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Browns. So the next game is Kansas City hosting the Miami Dolphins. Kansas City is favorite by 5 points. Who are you taking, Brandon?
So I just found out today that they're saying that the weather is going to be like negative 30 degrees over there.
Negative 30 wind chill.
Yeah. So, it's going to be hard to tackle for one. And two, I don't know how Miami's going to do it because they ain't used to that kind of weather. So
not coming out of Florida, and they're not.
Right. I hate to say it, but I think KC gets this one.
KC?
And also, Miami is hurting right now on it, both defense and offense. So, KC. It's going to be a close one, I think.
So you're taking KC in the points. Okay. So always keep in mind the points are also a factor, okay? Mm-hmm. Peter, who do you take?
You said it's 5 points, right?
Yeah. Remember, in that weather, you can probably win by 3. So
it's K. Oh yeah, no. With that weather, I think it's undoubtedly to me KC wins that game with the weather being the way it is, just because they have defense. Their defense has really been carrying them all season.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't been their offense. So
Yep.
well, it definitely hasn't been the receivers.
Yeah, no, it absolutely hasn't been. But I think that Mahomes does enough to get them through this game. I think they've been leaning on their running game for most of the season. So I think that's gonna help in this weather. So yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think KC, even with 5 points, I think they win.
I'm taking the Chiefs as well for everything you guys said, and plus you have Patrick Mahomes. He's a different beast. Receivers or no receivers, he's a different beast in the playoffs until he's proven different. I have to roll with him. All right, moving on to the next game. We got the 7th seed Pittsburgh Steelers going into Buffalo. The Steelers are going to be without TJ Watt. He's out for the game. I think even within the game is going to be difficult. I love what their head coach has done there. I think 16 or 17 seasons without a losing season is incredible with different quarterbacks. This is going to be interesting. Pete, I'm going to go with you first. Who do you take? It's the Bills are favored by 10 points at home against the Steelers.
Crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be, the weather's gonna be like snowing and stuff, right? I'm guessing.
I don't know
to that. So
Buffalo.
I mean, we know it's
crazy.
gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
Like at the very least. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Buffalo. Like even with 10 points, I'm gonna go with Buffalo because I just think Pittsburgh has Mason Rudolph playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph's looking better though.
You could say that all you want to. Buffalo's defense is good enough.
Exactly.
Is good enough to hold Mason Rudolph. So I think
I would look good playing against preschool defenders.
Yeah. Who did they play last week?
Pittsburgh.
Who did Pittsburgh play last week? Who?
I don't remember. Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
I know they didn't they beat the Seahawks?
Pittsburgh played last week. Give me a
Not
second.
last week, but the week before that, I think they beat the Seahawks.
Are you making it harder? Yeah, they beat the Seahawks. Yeah.
But then
they played the Ravens last week.
Oh, with nobody.
Yeah, they beat the Ravens, but
they weren't playing any of their people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with Buffalo. It's gonna be bad.
And who are you taking, Brandon? 10 points.
Dude, I'm going with the upset. Steelers.
Okay.
You taking the Steelers and the points?
Yeah, Buffalo just hasn't looked like their usual self this season, and
I agree with that.
I don't know, man. I think they choke.
Well, you know that if the Bills win, but less than 10, you still win. So
yeah.
So you're taking the Steelers and the points.
Yeah, and I'm also doing this because of my brother-in-law. He's a Steelers fan, so might as well.
Never allow emotions to take or be part of any type of decision. But since this is for free and fun, why not? I personally think that the Bills are going to blow the crap out of the Steelers. This is going to be an ugly game, a one-sided game. Josh Allen is going to make Mason his BI. And not best friend. So I take, I'm not going to spell the whole word. You know what I was saying. Yeah, so I take the Bills in this game. Even if they were favored by 20, I still think they will cover, personally. All right, moving on.
Damn.
Moving on to the NFC. Moving on to the NFC.
It's going to be fun in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be fun right now, baby.
Let's start with the shitty teams first. We got Monday Night Football. You got the Eagles that haven't beaten nobody since they've been broken by the Niners. They are favorite by 3 points in Tampa Bay. But Mayfield is hurt. He'll play, but he's hurt. Keep that in mind. But Tampa Bay will be hosting the Eagles. Eagles are favored by 3. Who are you taking, Pete?
Even though they're a dumpster fire right now, I'm still
No,
taking Philly. I'm still taking Philly.
You taking Philly?
Yeah, I'm taking
dude,
Philly. I'm
dude.
taking Philly.
AJ
I just
Brown's
think
hurt.
Tampa Bay is terrible. They're terrible.
AJ
I just
AJ
don't.
Brown's hurt.
I have no faith in Tampa Bay. I think that the Eagles they're not that far gone.
Well, I wish I had your type of hope, Pete. But
They got
if
the
they're
points
not,
too.
yeah,
They got to beat them by. They got
three.
to beat
I
them by
gotta beat them
3,
by
right?
4.
Yeah,
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 they got to beat
yeah.
them by 4.
I think they pushed their way to a 7-point win.
Tush push. That's funny shit.
Dude, no, it's not
So
happening. It's not happening. You ready for this? You know
go
why?
ahead.
This is what's going on. Tampa Bay is winning, okay? Because the Eagles are trash. They're broken. They suck. Their fans are ass. And then also too, AJ Brown is hurt. I don't know what the update is on his injury right now, but Jalen
He will
Hurts, I
not be
think, broke
playing. I
his
heard.
finger. And then Jalen Hurts broke his finger on Sunday. That's another thing right there. So just keep all that in mind. Tampa Bay with the upset.
He doesn't have to throw the ball. He just has to get his tush pushed. Pause.
And real quick, let me before we continue on, let me read some of these comments. I don't want to ignore comments. Real quick, Randy says Miami is not going to be able to win 3 games. We got Mr. Tommy saying the toilet, Browns, Bills, Queefs, Bucks, and Caltricks. Okay. And we got Mr. Joe in the house. What's up, Mr. Joe? Ravens versus the Niners Super Bowl. Charles says, Beto, stop it. You starting to sound like my wife right there, bro. Stop it. What am I stopping? What did I say that I need? I probably said something that I need to stop, but please let me know in the comments because now I'm curious. What do I need to stop? Eating? You're probably right. David McNander says Texans, Kansas City, Swifty, and the Buffalo Nose. Joe says Eagles, our barbecue chicken. We got Christian Carver says Brandon isn't showing brotherly love to
That's right.
Peter.
That's right.
Remember, I heard that
No respect.
Hurts
No
went in-
respect
he-
for your elders.
No.
Hurts took a punch at his receiver, right? And his receiver knocked him out.
Wait, what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, Hurts threw a punch at Brown, and Brown moved and knocked Hurts out. Cold.
When did that
knocked him
happen?
out in the locker room.
When did that happen?
I think when they lost, I forgot what team they lost to, but yeah, knocked his ass out cold. He was out.
I gotta look that up. I don't know.
Yeah, look it up, bro. You're gonna crack up. Have a blessed night, Canada. I am out. Thank you, Angel, for hanging out with us. You have a wonderful evening, brother. Love you. Thank you for doing. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Would appreciate it. All right, gentlemen, let's get back to where we were. So we got that one down. The next team on the docket is. This is going to be a fun game. We got 2 quarterbacks that were drafted from the other team playing each other. We got Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit and not trying to get Detroit to win a playoff game, but preventing them from moving on in the playoffs. You got Jerry Goff facing his old team. You got Matthew Stafford facing his old team. Both teams are playing good right now. Both teams can run the ball. Both teams can pass the ball. They have decent defense. The Detroit Lions are favored by 3 points as they host the LA Rams. Brandon, who do you take in this game?
I'm taking the Lions and Goff on this one.
I love it. I love it. All right, short and sweet. What's your thoughts, Pete? Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Rams. This is one of my upsets. Yeah, I think that the Rams come in there and kind of expose the Detroit's defense. Like the Detroit defense is terrible, and the Rams can't. What the one thing that they can do really well is score. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Okay. You got the Rams. I'm taking Detroit. I don't like the Rams. It's no news there, but I do like football, so I'm not taking the Rams just because I don't like them. I think that the Rams are playing good football right now. They are, but I think Detroit's really hungry. They're playing good football. Their defensive end 97 over there is playing good
Hutchinson.
Football.
Go blue.
They're healthy, and I think that they'll get a win. I mean, they should have beat Dallas if it wasn't for that call, which I'm not upset because we got the number 1 seed, but I'm taking the Lions to move on in this game. And then we got the last game on the docket. You got the number 7 seed, Jordan Love, spreading all that love to his offensive players, going in hot into a Dallas team that hasn't lost a game at home all year. But Dallas is kind of one of those teams like you don't know who's going to show up. Do you think that this could be an upset? The Dallas Cowboys are favored by 7 points over the Green Bay Packers. Pete, who do you take in this one?
Pete's going with the
You don't put that on me, Bobby. But I gotta go with the Cowboys. I gotta go with the Cowboys. I just think Green Bay.
Come on, bro. You are killing me tonight.
I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I would love to say Green Bay is gonna pull this off because I hate the Cowboys. I would love to say and I like Jordan Love. I called at the beginning of the season that they were going to make the playoffs. And when everybody said that they were going to be trash, Jordan Love was going to be trash, and
Jordan Love's been good.
I knew that they were going to make the playoffs, but I don't think that their defense is there yet. So it is what it is.
Interesting.
Beto, you know that.
Christian says real quick, hey, Peter, congratulations to your Wolverines winning the national championship game.
Go blue. Go blue.
All right, enough of that go blue crap.
Every day.
See, you give him an inch, he takes you for a mile. This dude.
Just come over to the dark side, man.
No. FSU, baby. FSU. We got cheaped out. How do you go undefeated and not you know what? Whatever. That's
Harbaugh had to get his win, okay? Stop hating.
Stop hating. Hey, everything's going to change next year. We don't have to worry about 4 teams anymore. Yeah, I think. Yeah, more teams are going to be able to get in, not just 4.
Yeah.
Politics.
You guys got to pay more money.
Yeah, we're going to be like what's his name, Notre Dame, and just own our own network.
Yeah, there you go. You got to give them those residuals.
Yeah, own your own network. That is funny. So, you took the Cowboys. Brandon, who you got, baby?
Oh, you go. You go first.
Me? Listen, Green Bay is doing great things. They have great receivers, young receivers. Jordan Love is playing good football. If there's a team that can put the upset on the Dallas Cowboys, could be Green Bay. But I think that defense of the Cowboys is just too damn good. In Dallas. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, and that's being put in Miley. But like I said, I love football first. I'm looking at matchups. I'm looking at the game. I don't live in fantasy world like my friend Brandon.
I'm not living in a fantasy world.
At this point,
just emotions.
You're
the Drake of content creators.
Yes. Somebody got lucky, so they're moving the motion with the ocean, baby. I'm taking the Cowboys in this one. I hate to say that. I hope my tongue doesn't fall out. But and I hope I'm wrong. This is when I can be absolutely wrong.
I told you so.
And the 7 points. That's the scary part. The 7 points. Because remember, in order for us to win, the Cowboys have to win by 8 points, right? So,
but remember, this is Jordan Love's first playoff experience going against a really good defense. And yeah, I
And McCarthy doesn't know nobody from that roster of the Packers
every
either.
defense is not the 49ers, okay? Like, as far as the NFL is concerned, Dallas has a good defense.
Yeah, that's about it. So I'm assuming Brandy's going to take the GB,
Yeah.
right? Brandon, you're going to be on the list?
I'm taking the Packers. And it's not because I can't
He's
stand
so
the Cowboys, but
You know what's funny? That he hates the
Cowboys-
Cowboys, but there was once upon a time when he had a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, he would not pick against them.
The Cowboys,
back in
yeah.
The day.
The fear of not getting some moolah can make a man change his thoughts. But now that is no longer equation, now he's like, how dare you pick the Cowboys? Cállate.
Cowboys never.
Yeah. So you take the Packers?
yes. Can you let me finish?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You
Oh,
go
are
ahead.
you? Oh, okay. I didn't know you were still talking.
I am. Really?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm taking the Packers because Dallas is known to choke first round of playoffs every single year.
True. That's true.
This guy goes upon emotion so much it's not even funny, but go ahead.
I'm not even. See, dude, there you go again, bringing the emotional bullshit. Look,
That's exactly what
I'm
it is.
emotional.
That's exactly what it is.
How am I emotional? This isn't even my fucking team. I'm just telling you how it's gonna be.
But they lost to the Niners that year. It's not the Green Bay Packers defense.
That's great, but they're known to choke in the playoffs.
You know they're playing without Jair, right?
The last time they were in the NFC Championship was back before I was even born. Let's put it that way.
Without who? Who are they playing without?
Huh?
Huh?
Beto said that they were playing without somebody.
Oh, their corner, Jair or whatever his name is.
Oh, really?
Yep. Green Bay's not having them because of issues.
You know,
I mean, their defense was terrible to begin with, so it didn't really matter.
Who's it, Diggs? Who's the one that was it
For the Packers?
No, for
They
the
have
Cowboys.
Stokes.
Oh, who got hurt? Diggs. Diggs has been out, but
right?
but
Diggs
what's
has
the
been
name?
out.
But the
Yeah,
other
I
guy's
know.
been playing.
Deron Bland has been playing. Yeah,
Really
Bland
good.
has been solid.
Yeah.
And then they got Stephon Gilmore on the other side.
Let me put it this way.
Yes, he is, Ronnie.
Let me put it this way. Jordan Love's scoring at least 2 touchdowns.
What's up, Brad?
At least 2 touchdowns.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I mean, 2 touchdowns isn't a lot.
Yeah, but you're saying this defense is so fucking great.
No, that's not what I said.
Well, Beto did.
No, I didn't.
Don't be trying to put that.
There he goes
Don't be
with
trying to put that
emotions again.
Drake.
There you go. You've been
Don't be-
trying to put
yeah,
that
there-
shit in my
there
mouth.
we go with
Good
emotion.
bird.
Don't be trying to put those Drake.
Don't put that
Those
shit
Drake
in my mouth.
auto-tune emotions on it.
Auto too.
Incorrect answer. We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement. For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The the Cowboys defense is decent. It's good, but I never said great. The Niners defense is great, in a whole different level. The Ravens defense is great. Not so much for the Cowboys, but based on who they're playing against the Packers, they might as well be great for this game. Jordan Love, first year in the playoffs, he's going to be there on a swivel. He's going to be like all caught up, and I just think they're just going to mess with him. McCarthy's going to send everybody and their mamas after him, and we'll see. But again, if the Packers win, I'm good with it. I'm not going to be disappointed whatsoever. But I just think that the edge does go to the Cowboys experience wise. They haven't lost a game at home all year.
That's great. That was in the regular season, though.
Okay, all right.
This is playoffs. Where the real men play.
I know the breakups are hard, but since you broke up with your ex, now you really hate the Cowboys. You're like, I hate the Cowboys because of my Niners, and I hate the Cowboys because that lockout girl that I used to kick.
Never picking them again. Never picking them again.
Yeah. Pinches cowgirls.
BJ Cowboys.
Cowgirls. I do.
BJ Cowboys way.
Those cowgirls. So those are our picks this week. We will be back, if God willing, next Tuesday, not Thursday, back to the original schedule next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to talk about the games that we witnessed over the weekend and to give our predictions for the following week. Then we'll be talking more about the 49ers that they will be playing. But before we go, some good news. Eric Armstead was back to practice. He looks really, really good. And I'm glad to have him back. He's not the main piece, but he's a definitely, in my opinion, a big piece of that puzzle for our defense. And I like when Eric Armstead is in there because that boy can definitely stop the run.
Yeah, third and Juwan is too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, third and Juwan is back. And I just hope that concussion, I know the concussions are different for a lot of players. Maybe it was Juwan's first concussion. I don't know. But, Brock Purdy had a concussion and came back the next week. It seems like, and again, everybody's different. I understand. But it seemed like Juwan Jennings took a minute to kind of get back from a concussion. I just hope that he don't have the fear of getting another one that holds him back from being the guy that he is on the field.
So just real quick, today in practice, the ones that didn't practice today, CMC, of course, we knew that. Greenlaw, he had a Achilles tendonitis today. Gibson and Feliciano.
Oh yeah, that's just maintenance.
Yeah. They have to put something behind. They can't just keep him from a healthy scratch and then people get all crazy. So they got to give him a little. They had this, they had that. This is the playoffs, bro. This is the NFC divisional game. They'll play.
I love it when after practices or after the game when Kyle first gets up to the podium and he starts listing off the injuries and he's just like, all right, no. Like Juwan, knee. Juwan didn't practice today. Knee.
Yeah, right.
Oh, like whatever. What do you guys want?
Like, hurry the fuck up.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Like, because he's just spouting stuff off, and then they'll ask him like, "Oh, well, is he going to play?" I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see when it comes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So before we go, gentlemen, which game that we spoke about are the one that you are most wanting to see in this wild card weekend? Brandon.
Do we want to see the most?
Yes, the one you're looking forward to seeing the most. And let me put it this way: if you can only watch one game this weekend, which game would it be?
I want to see the Rams and Lions.
Okay. Okay, that's a good one. What about you, Pete?
I'm gonna, because there's that Texans and I really want to see D'Amico get that victory, but I'm gonna probably go with KC and Miami.
Okay.
Just because.
Not
just
blowout,
because.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to be a blowout, because I don't think the KC is capable of a blowout anymore.
Yeah.
But I just want to see what Mike McDaniel schemes up in that weather.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if it's going to be a good game.
Okay.
Pure. I'm just curious. It's merely out of curiosity.
No, I hear you. I'm with Brandon in this one. The Lions and the Rams, the quarterback situation. Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit to face his old team. The Detroit fans are going to be all into it. They're going to be having a bunch of hating signs about Matthew Stafford. That's definitely going to be a game for me to watch and enjoy. I think that Detroit might pull it out, but it's not going to be a blow. I don't think neither team is blowing each other out. I think this team is going to be a pretty closer than what people think, but it's going to be fun to watch. Gentlemen, we've gone a little bit over an hour. Are you going to say something, Brandon?
Question. Yeah, one more question.
What's up?
Who would you guys rather have the Niners face out of these teams playing this week?
Who would we rather have?
Who would we rather the 49ers play next week? Out of which teams?
Whoever wins, yeah. I would say the Eagles. I'll start it off. I would love to see the Eagles.
Okay.
Because it'll be an easy win.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go Cowboys. I'm gonna go Cowboys just because I'd love to mash their faces in it again.
The Cowboys.
I would love to beat the Eagles, but I can't stand the Cowboys.
Interruption.
Cowboys
Even if the Cowboys win, they're not going to face the Niners, bro. They're high seed.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying. He said any of the teams.
The lowest seed.
Look at that pride kick in.
I
don't care. He said any of the teams.
Well, yeah. So,
I mean, there's a team.
I get what Pete's saying, though.
So?
Yeah.
I got Google saying I'm over here. I'm like,
Google
I ain't talking to you.
Got a point.
Yes, whatever.
Google told you.
I mean, I would have bet I could see the Cowboys, but the Cowboys when they're not, because they're in the number 2 against the number 1. It's going to, the lowest seed of the remaining teams this weekend is the one the Niners face. So whoever has the lowest.
Works. Yeah. He just said out of the teams out of this week,
because Brendan doesn't know how to ask questions. He's emotional.
I'm a very literal person. Okay.
I know you are. And Brandon should have asked the question properly.
Yeah.
I love you guys. All right, guys. Hey, listen, guys, real quick. Everything you need to know about Brandon and Pete and their channels is in the description below. You can go there, click on their links. Please support them if you're not supporting them already. Make sure to like and subscribe to their channels. All their social media platforms are there. Easy access for you. The only thing that I cannot do is click your mouse or your pad to like them. So do that on your own. I made it easy as possible. These guys do great work. Pete is always doing things on his channel. And I'm always, I get the pleasure of enjoying Brandon on his channel, do some chats. So make sure to follow these guys. These guys are amazing. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the wild card weekend. And we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Until then, we are out here. Peace.
Go Niners.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.